Only 5 days into the new year, a 53-year-old scallop diver from the small Mexican village of Paredon, Colorado, fell victim to the year's first fatal shark attack. On the morning of January 5th, 2023, local native Manuel Nieblas Lopez was out on the waters of Estero Tobari, diving for callo de hacha, a scallop-like mussel that is considered a local delicacy in the region. According to reports, in the days prior to this tragic mishap, local divers had been avoiding the water in response to the presence of sharks in the area. Apparently, this is, at least in part, due to the fact that pregnant white sharks tend to migrate through the adjacent Gulf of California from December through January. Nevertheless, with a daily production of between 3 and 11 kilos per boat, neither the danger of sharks nor the reported government subsidy of around 7,000 pesos each year could dissuade Lopez and his colleagues from pursuing these highly sought-after clams that reportedly fetch up to 900 pesos per kilo and rising. At the time of this fateful incident, Lopez was performing the role of diver in the multi-person crew required to extract these mollusks from the sea floor 10 to 20 meters below the surface. Now, according to the Global Shark Attack File, instead of using traditional scuba gear, harvesters of these mussels, referred to in English as axe tripe or axe callus, traditionally save money by using what is known as a hookah system. This system utilizes compressed air to transfer breathable air from panga boats down to divers below the surface. A profitable venture, no doubt. However, the location of these trendy tripe, as well as the commotion caused by removing them from the sea floor, has a tendency to attract the attention of any sharks that might be present in the area, leaving the diver vulnerable to potential attack. This was unfortunately the case at around 11:30 a.m. on the morning of January 5th. According to Jose Luis Reyes Bernal, a spokesman for Ray Burner Fishermen's Co-op, the 53-year-old was on the sea floor collecting a haul of these highly sought-after scallops in the bay between Isla Huivalay and Playa San Jose when disaster struck. The fisherman told local news outlet El Imparcial that a great white shark attacked Lopez suddenly and took the diver's life in an instant as the giant beast gruesomely removed the victim's head and part of his shoulders. According to experts, most shark attacks on humans are cases of mistaken identity, in which a shark takes a single exploratory bite to an individual's torso or limbs, and then retreats upon realization that human isn't, or at least shouldn't be, on the menu. However, it is suspected that due to the victim's positioning on the sea floor, that his head and shoulders were the most accessible points of attack for a passing shark looking for a quick meal. If sharks are excited and hungry, they make rash decisions and bite what, in the heat of the moment, they consider a potential prey item, opined Gavin Naylor, the marine biologist that heads up the International Shark Attack Files at the University of Florida. The representative went on to tell reporters that in the Bay of Tobari, which sits on the banks of small fishing towns such as Paredon, Colorado, Paredoncito, and Aceitunitas, there are normally around 100 panga boats harvesting these costly clams on any given day. However, these numbers are down significantly in the wake of recent shark sightings in the area. It's a shame that it happened, but we have to work because it's our livelihood. I have a lot of friends who avoid going out, but many others take the risk. Right now, all we can do is avoid the water for a few days and get shark repellent bracelets, Reyes Bernal told local reporters. But at a retail price of over $100 per unit, it's difficult to hash out if or when the cash-strapped fishing community will be able to acquire these essential tools of their trade. Nevertheless, the small community remains steadfast in their determination to continue on with the dangerous yet lucrative business of extracting axe tripe from Tobari Bay. It should be noted that this is not the first recent fatality in the area attributed to this dangerous method of harvesting the highly demanded delicacy. Just the previous year, in February of 2022, 56-year-old diver Victor Estrella Esquer lost his life in a very similar incident while diving for callo de hacha off the coast of Yabaros, just 50 miles south of Tobari Bay. Similarly situated in a protected bay off the east coast of the Gulf of California, it must also be mentioned that both of these areas are pretty shallow bodies of water that tend to be murkier due to their high sediment content, making it more difficult for a passing shark to distinguish a human from a seal or other prey. Ironically, following the 2022 attack in Yabaros, it was fellow fishermen from Paredon, Colorado, who, after studying photos of the shark that attacked Esquer, were able to quickly avenge the diver's death. Little did they know, less than a year later, they would be mourning the loss of one of their own. After announcing their victory against the suspected shark, they took this photo with the monstrous animal, eerily also marking the first fatal shark incident of that year. We at SharkTalez would like to offer our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Manuel Nieblas Lopez. The fact that he tragically lost his life while attempting to provide for his family is quite admirable, and we're sure he'll be greatly missed by them all. Now, let me ask, knowing all the risks inherent in diving for these scallops, would you be willing to risk life and limb to provide for your family in that way? Or would you just become a boat mechanic like I would? Also, are you familiar with callo de hacha? Is it one of your family's favorites? Okay, well let us know what the best way to make it is. Sauteed, maybe in ceviche. And how does knowing how they're collected make you feel about eating them? Does that change anything? And also, how ironic is it that a fisherman from the very same town that culled a shark in the previous year would be the victim of a nearly identical attack less than a year later? Were the sharks out for revenge? Perhaps. But like, subscribe, and let us know down in the comments below.